Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Yeah, of course.
Excellent. So, how are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Excellent. And my name's Diana. I'm from America and I live in England. And you?
I'm from Vietnam.
Lovely. Lovely.
Do you know about it?
Yeah. I used to live in Hong Kong, so we did travel to Vietnam once a long time ago.
What
So, is this
happened?
your first time on Cambly? Or?
Actually, this is the second time.
Mm-hmm. And why did you join Cambly?
I just want to improve my speaking skills a little bit, and I just
Yeah.
want to be confident when speaking with foreigners and native speakers in general.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And so are you currently in school, university? What are you doing?
I'm a high school student.
Ah, lovely. Good. And your English skills are pretty good, to be fair.
Yes. I'm a student specialized in English in Vietnam, and I study in a specialized school.
Oh, that's awesome. Must be very difficult to get into a specialized school. Yeah.
It's also because in Vietnam, not many students prefer to study English, and
Oh.
because it's kind of difficult in Vietnam, teachers mainly teach about grammar and things that are tedious and boring, mundane. We don't like to study at all.
No, I agree.
Yes.
Grammar is not the fun things to learn about English. I actually traveled around Asia when I was younger for my parents' job, and I went to local schools who taught grammar for 2 or 3 hours, which was very boring and very uninspiring.
Yes.
So yeah, I agree. Grammar is not the best. Cool. So apart from learning English and studying really hard, what things do you like to do?
I enjoy music and I enjoy reading books. Yeah.
Oh, what kind of music do you like?
I like, pop music. Like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's really, I don't know how to say it, but kind of mainstream music. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. So, do you have an artist that you like?
In English, one of my favorite artists is Taylor Swift. I really
Ah,
like the
nice.
way
Yeah.
she sings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She comes from a country music sort of background. She's very unique. I like her. Cool.
So
And what about movies? Do you like movies?
yes, I do, and I recently watched a really captivating series named
Mhm.
You. Do you know this film?
Yes, I've seen it.
Yes.
It's quite interesting. Yeah. What made you want to watch it?
I think it's because of the characters they
Mm-hmm.
have Christmas.
Yeah.
So can I ask you
Cool.
some questions
Yeah.
related
Yeah.
to the Isles? Do you know it?
Mm.
The
The
Isles.
Isles.
Yes.
Oh, the IELTS, you
Yes.
mean? Ah, yeah.
Yes.
That's fine.
So in America, is it like a condition that all students must have when studying there?
Yes, as far as I'm aware, most students, especially not coming from America, will need an IELTS because local schools, I think, do the SATs as well, which is quite similar to the IELTS, but less of the mundane grammar.
Yes.
Because I suppose, as you know, when you speak your own language, you have your grammar down. We and native English speakers do as well. Do you have any other questions?
So have you participated in this test?
I haven't personally. I've had quite a few students of
Yes.
mine that have done the IELTS. I used to actually teach in the classrooms as well in Hong Kong, and I had a few students that were aiming to go to universities like Columbia and things like that. So they had to make sure they had the IELTS, as well as you know, Columbia University is quite a renowned
Mm.
university, so they had to have their level pretty high.
I've
So
heard
yeah.
that some students in Vietnam must have like 8.0 IELTS and above 1,500 SAT to get into a university in America. And I think it's really demanding, and to get this high score is impossible, I think, for most students in Vietnam.
Perhaps I wasn't aware that they different countries had different requirements. I've always thought of aiming for the best of your ability with the IELTS, but that is news to me.
Yes.
um, but I think if you think overthink about the scores, it can distract you from what's important, and the most important part is being fluent, comfortable. And I think with IELTS as well, a lot of the examiners look for confidence and fluency.
Yes.
I think you've got that down, so I don't think you have too much of a problem.
Actually, I have aspirations to study, abroad, but financial problems are still, real obstacles to me. And I want to
Mm,
get some scholarships, but
hmm
I think because of my, I live in a mountainous region in Vietnam, it's pretty hard
hmm
because there's
hmm
not many like English language, centers to teach, and also
Yeah,
SAT centers. I study by myself.
yeah.
Just go to
That's
YouTube and watch videos all the time.
Yeah, no, that's I think at this point in the world we have a lot of access to information, so I would definitely utilize that. And you're doing the right thing by watching YouTube videos, as power is knowledge, knowledge is power. So keep doing that.
Can you tell me a little bit about student life in America? You know,
Well, I think I left America when I was about 7,
yes. Where do you live now?
because I live in England at the
England.
moment.
Yes.
Yeah. But I left when I was about 7 because of my family business. So they traveled a lot. I didn't. I think I spent maybe 2 or 3 years in high school in America. Um, but other than that, I've studied all over the world, but not in America.
Yes.
um, I assume American system is very similar to the British system in what I mean, the social aspect of things. Um, in Britain, they're quite. They do have to wear uniforms, but in the States, obviously, they don't. And there is always social hierarchy.
Yes.
I think that's true for every country.
Yes.
Um, but there is a focus on studying and making sure that you do get the grades. But you have to balance that out with socializing as well.
Yes.
I think the studying in America is a little bit less strict than Asian countries. A lot of the work is based on project based and your performance throughout the year, and then you do have a form of an exam, but that is only part of it. Which I think is a good system, because when I studied in Hong Kong, for example, um, they didn't base their exam results or their level on what they did throughout the year. They based it on that one exam at the
Yes.
end,
And it's
which I
pretty,
think is
because
mm,
all students have their weaknesses, and it can be shown in just one exam.
exactly, yeah, that is correct. Which is why I think the American/British system is much better,
Yeah.
because also some students don't do well with exams. The
Yes.
stress and knowing that this one thing is going to define you for the rest of your life is quite a lot of pressure.
It's also the same in Vietnam because we also depend on
Yeah.
one you know one competition and everyone have to study day and night. And all
Mm,
3 years of high school, they focus mainly on studying. And if
mm.
we fail this exam, we will be sad to be like bad guys, and we don't deserve to live in this life. It's really
Yeah,
bad.
no. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It should change. Um, I have my son is currently in college, so um, he enjoys the fact that we're not living in a country that works their school system that way. I think he's not one of those that does well with pressure on the exams.
Yes.
So I think this benefits him, but I think it benefits a lot of people because whether you're good at exams or not doesn't define the fact
Yes.
that you can remember
Yes.
everything.
Yes. After only about a few weeks, you'll forget everything.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a little bit unfair. I think when I spent some time in Hong Kong, there were you have more international schools that did follow the British and American systems, but I wasn't I wasn't rich enough to go to those schools. My parents were working people, so we did travel, but we did have to go to local schools. So I know when I was in high school, we had every end of term we had one exam, and then we had a final exam, and it was horrible. It was just not nice. Even in I think elementary school they do it as well.
I prefer more balanced student life,
Mm,
consisting of a lot of, social lives and social skills and things that can help
mm-hmm,
us more in, our later life.
mm-hmm. I take it you have in Vietnam you have international schools as well. Is that right?
No, not really. In
Not
Vietnam,
really. Okay.
in
Okay.
Vietnam,
Um,
we still focus mainly on studying.
all right. Okay. Assume one day it will change. Unfortunately, uh, you might have to wait a long time for that. Uh, but I think you've done pretty well. You're not shy. You're
Yes.
not uncomfortable using your second language, which is great, and that's something that you've done all by yourself. So I would be quite proud of your skills.
So
I
do you
think
know?
I go on.
So do you know about the New Year festival in Vietnam now?
Well, I have an idea because when I lived in Hong Kong, we did celebrate Chinese New Year, and
So today
I
is
yeah,
the first New Year day.
hmm yeah, yeah. So you get two New Years, don't you?
Yes.
That's quite lucky. What do you do on the first day?
Actually, today I just gather with my family members and just eat together. And in the
Hmm.
afternoon, we will go to church and just pray for the best luck and health and anything else.
Well, that's
And
cool.
next day, I will go to my parents' house, my
Hmm.
grandparents' house.
All right. Yeah. And do you do some sort of, I know in Korea they do some sort of blessing where they ask for some sort of blessing from their parents or grandparents. Is there something like that in Vietnam?
Actually, we don't do anything like that because
Ah,
it's kind of old-fashioned for us, and
right.
we don't believe in these things.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think from as far as I've always known, I think Vietnam's quite progressive in in trying to move forward from the traditional stuff. I think places like Korea, Japan, and perhaps China still hold on to a lot of the traditions. Um, but I think Vietnam's always been quite international in that sense. Cool. We are running out of time. We've got less than a
Yes.
minute. I've really enjoyed having this conversation.
Yes,
You're
it's
very
really
interesting.
nice to meet you too.
Yeah, I would. All I can say is you're very inspiring. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes,
Well, I look forward to seeing you at some point again.
yes. I hope I will
Yeah,
have a chance to talk to you too. Thank
yeah.
you so
It was.
much.
You're very welcome. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet your friend, whoever he is.
So,
Hi there. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
All right. Well, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.